Good afternoon and welcome to Math with Mr. D. Today we'll be learning about multiplying a fraction by a fraction. Let's take a look at our first problem. Up here we have 2/8 times 4/10. With multiplying fractions, it's real simple. You're going to take your numerators and you're going to multiply them together. So let's take a look and let's do that. 2 times 4, yep, you guessed it, it's 8. And we're going to take our denominators, in this case 8 and 10, and we're going to multiply them together. 8 times 10, yep, is 80. As always, we have to make sure that our answer is in simplest form. 8/80ths is not in simplest form. I'll give you a minute at home to figure out if you could find the greatest common factor. Alright, if you said the greatest common factor was 8, you are correct. 8 divided by 8 and 80 divided by 8. So our answer is 1/10. Simple enough, but in 5th grade we like to take it up to the next notch, to the next step, if you will. So let's take a look at the same problem, 2/8 and 4/10, and let's see if we could simplify the fractions before we solve the problem. I'm going to take my green marker and I'm going to look at my diagonal numbers, my 2 and my 10, and I'm going to circle them. I'm going to look at my 2 and I'm going to look at my 10, and I'm going to try to find the greatest common factor. And if you said that the greatest common factor is 2, you're right. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to write a little division sign there, divided by 2, and over here as well. I'm going to leave that alone for a second. I'm now going to look at my 4 and my 8. Again, I'm looking at my diagonals. I'm going to circle them so I know that they belong together. Take a look at 4 and I take a look at 8. And I say, what are the greatest common factor, or what is the greatest common factor of 4 and 8? And if you said 4, you're right again. So I'm just going to write divide 4 and divide 4. So now what I do is I'm going to take a look at my first number here, my 2, my numerator. 2 divided by 2, yep, that is 1. I take a look at my denominator. 8 divided by 4, and if you said 2, you're right. I'm going to drop down my multiplication sign, and I'm going to look at 4/10. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 10 divided by 2, yep, it's 5. And now I can multiply. 1 times 1 is 1, and 2 times 5 is 10. Those are 2 easy ways to multiply fractions. You could either simplify your answer after you multiply, like we did with this example, or if you want to take a risk, be a little brave for a couple problems, or for all the problems, you can simplify your fractions just as we did here before we multiply. So here we simplify our fractions, we come up with new simplified fractions, and then we multiply, and we get the same answer both times. Well, thank you for watching, and I hope you learned something new today.